Thank you. Good evening, London. Yeah, so lovely to be here. Lovely to be here. I know I've just been introduced, but I also know where I am. I can see all of you, so I know that none of you can still remember my name. So tonight, my name is Mandela. Because that's one African name you guys do not fuck with. We can come here with the easiest African names. You fuck them up. When I first came to this country, I was proudly introducing myself to everyone as Thenjiwe, which is easy. You guys have 5G, I'm 10G. Where? Easy. But I got called all sorts of things, to the point where I started telling people, just call me T. Not even the tea that you guys drink, just the letter T. But people still ask me, how do you spell it? But the ones I like the most are the ones who assume because I'm African, I must have an English name. And they like to ask me, what's your other name? What else can I call you? I actually like that because I do have another name. And in my culture, once I tell you my other name, you can only call me by that name. And my other name is Mosley. Yay! See, that's why I love London. I love London because you understand. Like where I come from, we take pride in our names because our names are the only inheritance we have from our ancestors, since everything else is at the British Museum. And when we name our children, we give them meaningful names. We're not even like our fellow Black American brothers and sisters who name their children after fancy European things they can't afford. Champagne, Mercedes, Chanel, mortgage. We are not even like your British celebrities who name their children after places where they were conceived. Brooklyn, Paris, India, Weatherspoons. When I first came into London, I rented a room in a house in Croydon. I know, I hadn't done my research. And my landlady had named her children after the reasons they were conceived. Every day I had to listen to her calling them cancel flat and broken condom. Keep quiet, I'm trying to put Stella in Hennessy to sleep. Where I come from, when we give a name to a child, the name has to have a meaning. I'm sure you've had some African names that made you question if they were really names. That's because we name a child based on circumstances that happen around the time of their birth. For example, when I was growing up, my father was in prison for 8 years. He spent 8 years in prison. And then he finally came back home after the 8 years. My mother was 7 months pregnant with twins. So she named them Forgive and Forget. I'm from South Africa. Do we have South Africans in the room? Of course, they are at work. And they have real friends. They don't pay strangers to make them laugh. Yeah, do we have Americans in the room? You are American? South Africa is a country? It's not just a geographical location? Because the thing is, you Americans tend to think that Africa is one small village where everyone speaks Nigerian. But to be fair, where are you from in America? New York. Oh, I've heard of it. We have New York in South Africa. It's a squatter camp in Johannesburg. And growing up, all I ever wanted to be was American. Because you guys, you sent us the best TV shows with good-looking, successful black men. Because I grew up during apartheid in South Africa. And the only time I saw black men on TV was when I was watching Crime Watch. black townships, we didn't have professional black men. We could only say 3 things to a black man wearing a suit. It was either may the defendant rise, rest in peace, or shut the door that Jehovah's Witnesses are here. Until you guys gave us hope with your TV shows, because you could send us some of the best TV shows with the most good-looking black men that were successful. You send us shows with people like Will Smith before the slap. Bill Cosby before we all know what. R. Kelly when he believed he could fly. P. Diddy before when you could still buy baby oil without showing your ID. But to be fair, you guys did better than these people here. But when it comes to you guys, out of all the shows you could have sent us in Africa, you decided to send us Jeremy Kyle. Do you guys know that I grew up thinking it was illegal to have teeth in this country? But I love England now. I'm here now. And to be fair, I fell in love with this country within hours of being here. Because you guys, you have so many freedoms that we didn't even know these things existed. Do you know it was my first time learning that you could be born as something and legally choose to identify as something else? I think that's powerful. That is so powerful, because we don't have that where I come from. When I learned about that, I couldn't stop asking myself, where was that during apartheid? Because there would have been no black people in South Africa. We were all just going to identify as white men from Pretoria. And I know that a lot of people question how we get here. Too many of us coming by boat. I didn't come by boat, I came by plane. And I was smart, I didn't use Heathrow Airport. Because Heathrow is messed up. Because I don't know who taught you guys about affirmative action, but you are overdoing it. Stop employing black people as immigration officers. It's making it difficult for us. It used to be so easy to come here using my uncle's passport. But now black people can see me. And my uncle is 72. It used to be so easy when we only had racist white immigration people. They'd just look at the passport, look at the age and say, you look so young for your age. And I'd tell them, black don't crack unless you're on crack. But now I'm smart. I use Edinburgh International Airport. Much nicer people, no black immigration officers. Last time I came in, the immigration officer asked me, "Sir, what are you here for?" I said, "I'm here to charge my phone." He let me through. And it's nice, I love this country, but there are so many confusing things. Number one, there are so many assumptions about us, especially as black people from Africa. I get too many questions. People ask me stupid things. People ask me things like, why are you here to steal our jobs? Like, not me. I didn't come here to steal your jobs. I came here for the unemployment benefits. And I get a lot of people stopping me and asking me, like this afternoon on my way here, I met a white woman who asked me, she came to me, she said, "Beautiful hair." I was happy, I like that, I like a compliment. And then she said, "Can I touch it?" Never ask a black person that. But I'm nice, I wasn't rude, so I asked her, "Why would you like to touch my hair?" She said, "Because I've never touched a black person's hair before." I said, "Ma'am, I'll let you touch my hair. Can I touch your pubic hair?" Because I've never touched a white woman's pubic hair before. She left me alone. She didn't touch my hair. She didn't touch my hair. I get a lot of people who assume just because I'm black. I know every black person. People ask me, do you know Gloria from Nigeria? They tell me there's a girl at work, you might know her, she's from Lebanon. I don't know these people. And people think because I'm a stand-up comedian, I know every black stand-up comedian, I know about their lives. I get people asking me about Bill Cosby. Do you think he did it? Did he do it? I don't know, I wasn't there. I was in Africa, he was in America. But I'll tell you one thing I know for sure about Bill Cosby, is that personally, I would love to have a taste of that vintage dick. Because if 40 women can remember exactly what happened over 40 years ago, that's got to be some good dick. Some of you had sex with your partners this morning. You can't remember a thing. And you were sober. Another thing I find confusing is the language. The language in this country. It's so confusing because I came here thinking I only have to learn one language, just one language. Because you tell the world, oh, England, we only speak English, which is not right. It's not true. I believed you until I visited Liverpool. And it was worse when I was in Scotland. I had to walk around with a translator for 2 weeks. Because I know Scottish people are not very fond of you English people. But fucking hell, what they've done to your language is taking it too far. And English is confusing because you think you know the language and then there's always an exception to the rule. Like, what is Kate doing in knife? Exactly. Like, there are so many confusing words. Like, there's this word that you use a lot. What's this word? Discovered. Like how you discovered Africa. A whole continent with millions of people already living in it. And you guys discovered it. But when my father discovered a television in a white neighbor's house, you put him in jail for 8 years. Doesn't make sense. It's like we try to learn your culture. We try to, like, do what you guys do, how you teach your children, because we also want our children to be successful like you. But it gets so confusing. Like, for example, say, what's your name? Who? Jabulani. So, Jabulani. From a young age, your parents taught you you could be anybody you choose to be. When you grow up, you could be whoever you decide to be. And we like that. But how come when our Nigerian brothers come here, do exactly the same thing? You call it identity fraud. Doesn't make sense to us. But I do love being here. I love being here because for me, it's such a relief to be here because it's far away from home. And I come from a dysfunctional family. Anyone else? I can tell some of you are the dysfunction in your families. Yeah, my family is proper dysfunctional. Starting from my grandmother, because she gave me my first English name. She named me Diploma. And that's because my mother had me when she was at college, so instead of coming back home with a diploma, she came back with me. My father, a very dysfunctional man. Well, literally, because he's dead. And the thing is, I found out something at my father's funeral that totally ruined my life, because I found out at his funeral that him and my mother met for the first time when I was 2 years old. Totally ruined my life. Especially because I'm into older men. I prefer my men older. You'll soon find out why, because he's still going to cheat on you. And when you're with an older man, by the time I start losing my looks, he's lost his sight, so he's not going to be looking at other women. But now, after finding out what I found out about my father, it's made my relationship very difficult. Because every time we are busy doing it, and it's like, who's your daddy? I'm like, I don't know, it could be you. So I am currently looking for my future ex-husband. So if you know anyone, please do introduce me. And I'm not difficult, I'm very easy. I'm just looking for someone with a British passport, a good pension, preferably no living relatives, so you are out. I don't want to fight you over my inheritance, no. Yeah, so, and the thing with me is also, any man, like tell your uncles about me, because any man can have fun with me. Because if you guys look at me properly, my breasts are not the same size. So if he likes big breast, he'll play on the left. If he likes small breast, he'll play on the right. If he wants a threesome, he plays with both of them at once. He'll be happy. He'll be happy. I'm quite dysfunctional myself. I can't stand here and pretend to be perfect. I've made some mistakes. For example, I became a mother. I'm too honest to be a mother, because sometimes my son upsets me, then I call him son of a bitch, and then I realize I'm the bitch here. It's not, do we have parents in the room? Do we have parents? How many do you have?
I have 2 daughters.
2? Why? Was the first one broken? Why would you have 2 when you live in a first world country? In Africa, we have more children because we can't afford toys. So we have the one we really like, and then the rest for him to have things to play with. And here, you guys, you even have the pound shop. You have options. But I made a mistake. Because I brought my son here. But the thing is, he doesn't know. Because unlike you, I did it once, I did it right, didn't need to do it again. But my son doesn't know that. He thinks he has a lot of siblings that I left behind in Africa. He thinks the only reason I brought him here was because the airline I used allowed me to have 2 pieces of luggage, so I put him in one. And I didn't know it's so difficult to be a parent in this country. Because you guys have things like social services, and for a free country, you can't even bribe the police. You know, you can't do shit here. One time, my son upset me so much, and I needed to do to him what you need to do to children when they do wrong. But I had to fly him to Ghana, beat him up, and then bring him here. It's expensive to be a parent in this country. It's too expensive. But now I figured a way to keep him well behaved, because he was trying to behave like you guys, and I was like, I'm not having this. So what I do now is every time when they play those BBC adverts with the African children that they love on BBC, I just call my son, sit him next to me and make him watch. And just go, look at Gloria. Your sister. Just look at all those flies on her face. Look at her drinking dirty water. If only she didn't talk back to me, she'd be here in England with us. Thank you so much, guys. Please do follow me on Instagram and social media. Thank you.
Thenjiwe! All right, absolutely amazing ending there. Unfortunately, we have come to the end of our evening together. So we're going to say some thank yous. Say thank you to all the wonderful staff in here tonight. We're going to say thank you to our queer table in the corner. To our father and daughter in the front row. To our engaged, well, not yet engaged, but we wonder when that will happen couple there. To all the other couples we've spoken to today. All the other lovely people that I've spoken to throughout the show. Now, so this is Big Belly Comedy Club. We are here pretty much every night of the week. Do come see us another time. There'll be a QR code you can scan on the way out and leave us a lovely review if you had a good time. If you've had a bad time, keep it to your fucking selves. We don't need you. But you've been an absolute pleasure. This has been Big Belly Comedy Club. I've been Mark Cram. Thank you very much. Goodbye.